Hey, good evening, friends. We're live. Today is day 80. Can you believe it? 80 days in a row of live streaming every day, not always at the same time, not always before in one time zone that it was actually already the next day, but we've been able to do it 80 days straight, and we're going for 100. We're actually going for 102. So we want to welcome everybody from Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube. D Live actually is a new one, and we're actually also participating in a challenge from StreamYard to go live for 30 days straight every day in April. So video every day in April, Veda. So the first week of that has just concluded, but we're going to continue. So we'll actually be going live for 102 nights straight. But without further ado, want to get into the topic tonight, and that is basically a challenge to you. So hang tight. This is going to be a short one, I would say, compared to what some of them have been in the past few days or weeks. But nonetheless, I think something you want to hear, a challenge for me. Two things I want to get out of the way first, not really a challenge as such because I say them every night, more of an encouragement, but I highly recommend / encourage you to create a YouTube channel if you don't have one. Start putting videos up on there and just jump in with both feet. Your first video is your worst video for most of us anyway. Some people are just naturals and rock stars, so they don't need any coaching, but for the rest of us, we got to get started somewhere, and I'm encouraging you to do that today. Get a YouTube channel started. Also encouraging you, really, again, regardless of what you do, working or retired, no matter what kind of job you have, no matter what kind of business you have, start to build, develop, grow, use, take advantage of an email list. Many of you that have businesses of any kind where you're trying to reach an audience on social media, by all means you should be doing that, but don't depend on that to be able to reach your audience. Get an email list so that you can stay in contact with your community directly, and if you're sending content that's valuable, they'll read it and they'll get it directly. Whereas on social media, you're lucky if 6% of those that are connected with your platform, regardless for the most part of what it is, except for maybe LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a much higher organic reach now, at least. That may change. But Facebook, Instagram, especially the organic reach is low compared to what it used to be. So use an email list. Okay, without further ado, the challenge. I've been talking the last couple of nights about investing and fairly specifically in cryptocurrency. Go watch the last 3 episodes or so if you want to get more context, because I don't want to necessarily talk about all that tonight, but the challenge is related to that. My first challenge is to do a little bit of research on your own. Check out the Robinhood app. I think that's the way most people use it. Robinhood app. There is a web, site as well that you could use. I think it's mobile first, really geared towards, and it is an investment platform. Pretty much any stock you can think of, you can buy on Robinhood, you can sell on Robinhood in many of the cryptocurrencies, and that's where my foray into Robinhood, that's where that has led me mostly. I do now have Tesla. If you're interested in my portfolio, Tesla, some company that I don't even know about, which was the free stock that I got from Robinhood, and then I am invested in Dogecoin, which is a alt currency or altcoin or cryptocurrency, whatever you want to think of it, or however you want to label it. There's a couple of different labels. think Bitcoin and Dogecoin is, if you're not familiar with it, a form of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. So, but the challenge is research Robinhood. If you like what you see, if you want to, come back to one of the last several videos, and there's a link in the description. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can click on that link and help me out a little bit, help you out a little bit. You'll get a free stock. I'll get a free stock. We'll all be singing Kumbaya. The stock can be valued up to $500, so that's pretty cool. And I've been out of the game, as I've said the last couple of nights as well, so I will repeat that part. Out of the game with regards to the stock market, was never in the game with regards to cryptocurrency. And so really the second challenge is that study spend a little bit of time to learn some about cryptocurrency. I think it's something you owe it to yourself to at least look into. It is, to my knowledge, in the last several years, the best performing asset class out there. Real estate, equities, physical goods, anything that you can think of as an investment vehicle, none of them compare to the returns that have been that people have gotten through cryptocurrency. Is there risk? Sure. Is it like playing Russian roulette, or like playing or going to Las Vegas or Louisiana or wherever else you can gamble? No, I don't really characterize it as that. If you just buy something without any research whatsoever, maybe you could characterize it as like the slot machine, but it's really not like that if you study some, because some of these cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have stood the test of time. It's, I think, 10 years old now, or a little bit over 10 years old. It was, I guess, technically invented in 2008. I don't really know. I don't think it had a very viable market until a little bit later, but it started at pennies per coin, and now it's at 50-something thousand. I believe today is where it ended up. So I'm going to show you in a minute Dogecoin before we end. Show you. I think I've got a one month chart up, but I would hate for you to honestly look back a year from now, 2 years from now, and realize if you had put, as little as $50, more if you could, $1,000. I'm looking at some models of an initial $3,000 investment and what that could look like in 10 years. And it's mind-blowing when I can make it look pretty in a sense. I will present that and give it, show it on a video so people can get some sense of what's possible. Want to say, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investment guru. I'm a person doing my own research, investing my own money, not investing anyone else's money. And so you should consider, what I say tonight and other nights when it comes to financial things that, treat it as entertainment and education. Obviously, do your own research. Obviously, seek out professionals. But the one thing I will say about professionals, as a general rule, I don't think this is should be used across the board, but as a general rule, if some kind of financial advisor or someone that can execute financial transactions for you or on your behalf, if they make money, whether you win or lose, then you might want to rethink, doing that particular transaction. Because I guess the reason I say that is, it's very possible that they don't care. If they're making their money and it's just a transaction to them, then they don't care if you're buying or selling, because they're not getting anything unless you are buying or selling. So potentially their information could be to try to encourage you to sell, or it could be to encourage you to buy. Really, the point is they're a good financial advisors and good people out there that help you execute different financial transactions. But do your own research. Make sure that you go into something with a little bit of your own time invested in qualifying, if you will, the thing that you're about to either buy or sell. So the two challenges tonight are: check out the Robinhood app. It's free to put on your phone. It's free to pull up as a website. You do have to obviously create an account. It's also free to trade, so you can buy and sell equities, stocks. You can buy and sell cryptocurrencies as well. And so they make fractions of a penny on each transaction. There are other ways that they make money. If you wanted, like, let's say, quote unquote, a premium plan, they have a gold plan that you pay a little bit more per month for. One other thing I'll say that's really cool, and then I'm going to be done with it because it's not really an advertisement so much for Robinhood as it is, again, a challenge. I use it now. I've been using it for about 2 weeks. It's not necessarily super fancy, but it does everything that I need. I can find the stocks or the cryptocurrencies that I want to look at. There are some basic charts. I can use other tools if I want to look at more detailed analysis, or you can pay the $5 a month and get more data, more news, that type of thing, more research. But the free account, again, gives you everything you need to be able to transact, to buy and sell, transfer money in from a banking account, that type of thing. So check out Robinhood, do a little research on cryptocurrencies, and then this won't be the last time we talk about those. And the way that I've been thinking about this some, because I talk about technology a lot and about live streaming and how to do that, all those types of things. This is, in my mind, related in, if no other way, then obviously if you're able to invest, confidently, with knowledge, that type of thing, and able to have a well-performing portfolio, then you have obviously money in the bank to invest in your business, with technology, with services, with maybe even people, hire people if you're growing, that type of thing. So I think it's very much in line with my general theme and approach. And I've never really shied away from saying that I'll talk about the things that interest me, that I believe are interrelated for the most part. I'm interested in tons of things that I don't talk about, for that matter. So I do try to keep it reasonable with regards to what I cover, because I think it is a thing. It is true that people consume your content for a particular reason. I hope that my interests that I choose to share in video form are not so broad that I turn some people away, but that's okay if I do. I don't hold that against anyone, and I don't lose any sleep over it either. So, but I would like to know, I've already had some people comment and say they like the idea that I'm talking about finance some and investment some. And oh, by the way, and it's been a while, 30 years, but my degree was in finance, and I've always been intrigued and interested in math and that type of thing, more in an applied sense. So applied math, especially in real estate and finance, that type of thing. So I feel comfortable around that and talking about it. And I've been on hiatus, I guess you could say, with regards to stock market, all the things, but it's we're back. So come along for the ride. My hope is to share thoughts, ideas, again, only thoughts and ideas, recommendations only in the sense of for your entertainment and education. Again, you make decisions for you. Seek out professional advice if you want to, if you have the budget to, that type of thing. And then I will say one other thing, since I've mentioned cryptocurrencies, you know, invest there in that way. You know, invest money that you're okay with losing. You know, there is risk involved. You need to study more about what those risks are. I've talked about that in the last couple of days a little bit. We'll talk about it more in the future, but there are risks. So, you know that before you jump into it, but also know that the potential returns are real, and it's a real thing. In other words, I think you can determine and realize that something is not just a fad when companies like Tesla, organizations like the Dallas Mavericks, airlines like I think it's Turkish Airlines, PayPal, MasterCard, Square, Venmo, those payment platforms that we're all familiar with, and organizations and businesses that we've heard about and that are progressive, like Tesla. Tesla accepting Bitcoin to buy a car, the Mavericks accepting Dogecoin to buy a Mavericks ticket. In other words, cryptocurrency in general is gaining credibility, gaining use, and then very specific cryptocurrency is also there are the favorites out there. So do yourself a solid, as they say, check all that out and come back, and would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, dialogue with you through the comments, and get your thoughts, your ideas, what you're finding. If you're already into Robinhood maybe, or cryptocurrency, would love to hear about it some. So let me know. I do want to say up here will be a playlist on YouTube, link to a playlist, and there'll also be a reference to the next video for you to watch. Please watch that. Go to that playlist and play every one of those. And then the last thing, I'll leave you with this. Please consider subscribing, turning on notifications. We are going to be doing a giveaway soon. It's coming. And we're going to be giving away some really cool watches. So we want you to be around on YouTube for that. So come back again tomorrow for episode 81. And until then, have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever it is for you right now, whether you're live or watching the replay. We do appreciate you being with us and spending your time here with me. All right. Bye.